This video is about Twitter user and YouTuber TheOtakuKing, who generally tweets and posts videos about anime. On August 4th, he filmed a video of catching Chris Chan in a Walmart in Virginia. He claims to have sparked up a conversation with Chris about various topics like Sonic the Hedgehog. In the days following this event, he would post things on Twitter and YouTube about his conversations with Chris. This video will cover these events and summarize the situation. On August 20th, 2023, TheOtakuKing uploaded a video he filmed in his car about Chris. He states that he didn't know about Chris's crimes at the time he talked to him at Walmart. Here are some clips from the video.
I did not know all the things that he have done. I only knew of the things that he have done, some of it, but not a lot. Now, keep in mind, I did not know the things that he have done, like in his past. I didn't know he did that to his mom. You know, to be honest, I am not supporting that. What he done was wrong and that was messed up.
This is where the situation became dire.
And he needs a friend. To be honest, just for me interacting with him, I could tell that he's lonely, he has no friends, and he needs, to be honest, I would spend some time with this dude, like chill with him, interact with him, like, because I think that he just lonely and don't have no friends. After talking with him, I think he's an all right guy. Is he bad? I think he just don't understand a lot of things, and I want to try to, fix that. He could be a better person, he just don't have anyone to guide him.
TheOtakuKing would not be the first person to have their life ruined by Chris Chan. Some are perfectly aware of his past and actions but choose to help him anyway, and end up being hurt in the process. OtakuKing here states he doesn't know a lot about Chris. It is understandable at first to think things like, Chris just needs a friend. Chris just needs some guidance. If someone really cared about him, he could get his life together. But I hope that every video in this playlist has explained that you cannot help Chris. He does not care about his friends. He threw the Watchmen under the bus and discarded people trying to help him like they were nothing. He can have his opinions and attitudes shift wildly from the smallest amount of coercion or manipulation, and there is no reason to suspect he won't turn on you too. In the comments, TheOtakuKing writes, "Guys, just wanted to say, thank you for being concerned, worry, and only trying to protect me. They're always both sides to every story, and I am willing to take a few days and watch some documentaries to understand your point too. But this person truly does need help, and I can't just ignore that. I will explain everything in a couple of days or so since I actually see your point of view." Less than 2 weeks from the time of this original uploading, he updated the situation. "I won't give up. Chris will overcome this mess. Every day I am working and doing stuff to make Chris understand things will be different this time. One step at a time."
He don't have a father figure. Like, he has no guidance. Like, I don't know his father. I haven't looked up enough to know where his father in the picture. Do anybody actually hang out with him? Do he got any friends other than the Sonic Chew and stuff? No, he don't have none of that. I'm gonna give him my number and be like, hey man, like, call me up. I'm gonna be like the big brother for him.
This video is like watching a train wreck in real time, and while I hope for the best for TheOtakuKing, and honestly, having a real friend may be the best thing for Chris, and maybe this time it'll turn out okay, I highly doubt it. It's the definition of insanity, and I can only hope that TheOtakuKing gets out before he gets hurt. It should go without saying that you should not interact with TheOtakuKing beyond friendly warnings. 6 days later, on August 26th, he made a video called, "Chris Chan Bullying Needs to Stop." Once again, this is something we've seen played out many times before. And OtakuKing, if you're watching this, please know it is not out of malice or the desire to make Chris suffer that people are telling you to leave him alone. It's because all of his friends end up hurt. It's because as much as you may feel you're doing the right thing befriending and protecting a vulnerable individual, you're just putting yourself in danger. You cannot help Chris.
What I want to do, I still want to help this person, no matter what. I've been picked on a lot, and this is why I understand Chris and where he's coming from.
This is the first indication of Otaku falling for Chris's lies. This vulnerability is what I fear will lead him to going deeper into this issue.
Because I know he needs help, and I know he's a good person.
He's not. Everyone has had this phase once upon a time being introduced to Chris. He's not a bad person. He's a harmless person being bullied. He's only like this because the bullies made him this way. If only he had had better parents. If only he wasn't raised by the internet. I can change him. I can protect him. He's not. You can't. Protecting his well-being is the most you can or should do. But you can't be his big brother. You can't turn his life around or be the help that he needs. Others have tried. It does not work.
This is going to be the season finale, and I'm going to put an end to this.
Here, the Otaku King is unknowingly almost quoting Isabella Janke and her attitude about Chris, wanting to be part of Chris's final arc. Whether it's people abusing and taking money from Chris, or people trying to help him, you cannot decide to take control of his story. With the exception of the idea guys, no one has truly been able to direct Chris's life in any way, let alone in a positive direction. The only way anyone could help Chris is by removing him from the internet and sheltering him. I do not think the Otaku King is being dishonest, but posting any of these videos about Chris on the internet is not going to help. Chris Chan's charges have been dropped. Good! Is a video posted on September 3rd.
Found not guilty. He haven't done anything.
Otaku then claims there is no evidence of Chris's relationship with Barb, which is, of course, false.
There's no proof of him actually doing that to his mom.
Chris's own admittance to Dylan, Noel, and Bella, on top of a lifetime of odd comments about his mother, are evidence. Whether they are compelling evidence is subjective, but they are evidence.
There's some sick individuals that are going to get him to say these things. Those are the guys that should be put in jail.
Despite speculation at the time that Bella tricked Chris into saying these things, it is extremely apparent from her Discord messages that she was completely blindsided by Chris's admission. Chris had also told Noel about his relationship, not admitting that it was Barb, but dropping hints about her identity, long before the phone call with Bella. Unless an unknown party was manipulating Chris behind the scenes, other than Bella and her group, the Watchmen and Kiwi Farms users, there is no evidence, and in fact, counter-evidence into thinking that Chris was tricked into saying what he said. And if this speculative third party did exist, you would think that Chris, who has continued to claim his innocence, would have identified this person.
I've been there with this. In school, there was kids that was similar to like him, and what I done was be their friend. Because no one wanted to be friends with the weird kid at the lunch table.
Otaku King keeps saying he hasn't watched all of the Chris Chan content online. If he had, he might know that plenty of people tried being Chris's friend over the years. From Megan to the Watchmen, from Joshua Martinez to Jacob, from his gal pals to Noel, Chris has always had friends. And there's a reason that none of them are his friends anymore. This was inevitable. In this video, Chris Chan trolls starting their assault now on me, the Otaku King admits he lives with his family. Beyond the likelihood of Chris ending up harming Otaku in some way, painting a target on his own back was something Otaku should not have done. The worst people on the internet are involved in Chris Chan trolling, and the task Otaku King has taken on for himself is not something he should have entered into lightly. He also seems to refer to the wider Quick community as a whole as trolls, but of course that's not true.
But I'm going to answer it because, again, I'm not afraid of you trolls, so...
It only takes a dozen people to create this kind of trolling and harassment campaign. There are millions of people who watch Gino's videos, who are not trolls and who are not harassing otaku. My channel has always advocated for treating those on the periphery of Chris's story with respect. Except for Jacob, screw Jacob, and of course I myself have been the target of actual harassment campaigns. I hope Otaku King takes this advice seriously. With that said, I think it's very unlikely he's doing this for clout or views or whatever. There is no reason to assume or accuse him of that.
Am I doing this for clout? No. I'm doing this because I'm a good person and I like to see people, the better in people.
He seems like a genuine person who doesn't know what he's getting into. I want to end this video addressing anyone who might sometime in the future think of being the next enabler. The next Megan. The next Sarah and Steve. The next Anna, the next Noel, the next Helena, the next MKR, the next Wildcat, the next Sutras, the next Ben Saint, the next Jacob Sockness, the next Jessica Quinn, the next Knot, the next Kenneth, the next Otaku King. Don't. It doesn't work. I can only hope for the best in this situation. I can only plead with people watching my videos to spread compassion to this guy and not be a dang dirty troll. It's sad to see history repeating itself. And honestly, it would have been nice if the Cell Saga was the end of Chris's story, whether him serving time in prison for his crimes, or because upon release he disappeared from the internet. But it seems like that best case scenario is not the reality that we now live in. As long as Chris is out there, being a danger to himself and others, and as long as there are people out there trying to exploit him, I will be covering this ongoing story. Thank you for watching.